Hey guys, I'm Dan here. This is giving my chapter review to My Hero Academia or Boku no Hero Academia 269, The Three of Us. Now this was a dope chapter. I really enjoyed this chapter. So let's get right down to it. I'm not going to go through page by page. I'm just going to go through the different kind of scenes that I enjoyed, the different parts and compartments that I thought were awesome throughout this chapter. So let's start off with my favorite part of this chapter, because we really can't start anywhere else but this kind of midsection. It's kind of towards the end because it was a really short chapter. I think it was about 14 pages if I recall correctly, but still a solid chapter. So my favorite part of the chapter, President Mike runs in to where the doctor is, to where Shigaraki is with his his failing now capsule. It's been broken by Mirko. He runs in with that hero, the eye laser hero called Xless. And what does he do? He attacks with a move called Loud Voice. And if you've ever watched Kung Fu Hustle, this was straight from Kung Fu Hustle. There's a move called Lion's Roar in that movie. I think it's by Stephen Chow, but definitely go check it out. If you haven't checked out Kung Fu Hustle and Kung Fu Hustle and Shaolin Soccer, you're missing out big time. Those are contemporary classics in this type of category of like comedy / Asian media. But yeah, it was exactly the same thing as the Lion's Roar from Kung Fu Hustle. This amplified voice attack that absolutely shreds everything around it. The artwork here was amazing. You see the laboratory getting absolutely torn to pieces. You see the doctor being blown away. You see Shigaraki's capsule being absolutely blown to smithereens. Shigaraki just flopping to the floor like a fish. But he doesn't actually flop like that. But it looked amazing. Absolutely fantastic artwork by Horikoshi. And you know what? If I could draw like that, I would be drawing this shit. More importantly, President Mike prevents the doctor from waking up a half-baked Shigaraki, something the doctor calls Shigaraki himself, who should probably be really dead or dying right now. I mean, Xless, for one, couldn't detect a heartbeat. I don't think he could detect any breathing. He couldn't feel any breathing. But also the doctor literally says Shigaraki was in a death-like state, and the capsule was for both preserving him and reviving Shigaraki eventually. So not only does does President Mike actually blow away the doctor's dreams and blow apart the doctor's dreams, which I thought was a nice addition to the chapter. You know, the doctor makes mention of this was the dream that All For One and I had been cultivating, had been sharing for a long time. I can't let it fail here. I love that aspect of it as well. But what President Mike also blows apart are the doctor's eardrums, proceeding to then absolutely nail him in the face with like a beautiful straight a punch which he refers to as DJ punch. I was like, really? You named that attack? If there was any attack you were going to name President Mike, I wouldn't have named that one. Now, on a tangent here, going back to that breathing point, that Xless couldn't feel Shigaraki's heart rate or his breathing. A user on Reddit actually called, his name is Sonkikuro. That's Sonkikuro, and he was just screaming. He was like, double tap, kill him, you fools! And I was like, oh my god, this guy knows. He's been watching Zombieland. But if ever in doubt, and if you see a villain who you're not sure whether they're alive or dead, this is an eye laser guy. Double tap. Shoot him in the skull. Kill him. You know, don't anticipate. Don't think. Kill him. Make sure his brains are splattered across the ground. Don't take any possible deaths. Or in the future, he might bleed out or something. He might die from a lack of oxygen. He's gonna die from asphyxiation, essentially. This was funny as hell, but also very true. I agree with Sonkikuro. Double tap. Kill his ass and make sure his ass is dead. Going to the next part of the chapter, which I thought was pretty cool, was the absolute beginning of the chapter, which is where we see Mirko. She's in big trouble. She looks absolutely horrific in the state that she's in. Endeavor actually is there to cauterize her wounds. He pulls out a nice flaming hanky. He's like, yo, bite down on this. This is going to hurt. And then you can hear him sizzling into her flesh as he cauterizes the main areas of high blood output, essentially. Meanwhile, we see the Tiara High End leap out and confront High End. She looks mean as hell with her teeth, the way they look, and making her look like nightmare material. She's actually nightmare material. But prayers up for Mirko. she does not look like she's in a good position, and I'm not sure if she's going to be going back to hero activity like ever again. She does not look like she's in a good state. We then go to Aizawa and company, who were fighting the other high ends, and the Black Sperm high end had some really confusing dialogue for me this chapter, and this was the official translation. He says something about his body not having not come back to life, and I was like, the hell are you talking about, Willis? Your body's completely alive. You're all alive. All the high ends are alive. What the hell are you talking about? And because Shigaraki was being mentioned before that, and we know that by the end of it that he was in a near death state, or he was in a death like state, I was like, is this Shigaraki's psyche in this Black Sperm high end? What the hell's going on? So I was really, really confused. And considering this is the official translation, I thought, really, was there no other way you could put this? Is this what it meant? I can't read Japanese, so the only guess I can kind of muster up is he was referring to his ability to regenerate, because we see one of the other high ends, the one with the trunk, his trunk isn't regenerating, and they're getting clapped. And I think what he meant here was, and what the official translation kind of really messed up on was, I can't regenerate. My body's not regenerating. Not my body can't come back to life. I think he means my body's not regenerating very well. And that was just a really weird way of putting it. Let me know if that confused you guys at all. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I'm completely messing this up somewhere. Let me know what it actually meant. But I think he was going along the lines of my body can't regenerate very well. Anyway, Aizawa realizes he can't go fight the high end, the Tiara high end, who is probably the biggest issue, because she's actually recognized who Aizawa is, what he can do, and how to avoid his quirk. He orders Exless and Present Mike to go and kick the shit out of the Doctor, which we've already discussed after Miruko's comms. And I like this part of the scene as well, where we see Present Mike and Exless just rush straight into where the Doctor is, with the behemoth of the Black Sperm High and stood in front of them, getting ready to swipe at them. And they have complete trust in Aizawa and Crust behind them, knowing that they'll cover for them as they run in. And actually, the person who Aizawa, he's always an MVP anyway. You can very rarely say Aizawa didn't do anything unless he's completely dead on the floor. But the person who was like another MVP, I'm not sure how many MVPs you can have, but was actually Crust. He threw his shield, which I think, have we seen that before? I'm not sure. It didn't surprise me, but I'm not sure if we've ever seen him throw his shield before. But he threw his shield. We knew he could summon his shield elsewhere, like he did in front of the heroes last chapter. But he throws his shield at this Black Sperm high end with enough force and enough velocity to actually knock him off his path, knock him out of the way, to let Present Mike and Exless run into where the Doctor is. So from what we've seen of Crust so far, I'm pretty impressed by him. He's pretty impressive. He's not super amazing, but he's impressive, and it kind of shows why he's the number 6 hero. The chapter then ends with all the other heroes converging on the high ends, attacking them together. We got the Tiara high end getting ended by Endeavour. Ooh, how many ends were there just there in that sentence? But Endeavour pretty much just brains her. I'm not sure if that's a verb, but I'm making it a verb for the purpose of this attack. He brains the Tiara high end, while Ryukyu and Rocklock and a whole bunch of other heroes pretty much hold her down. She gonna need some milk to recover from that shit. And we get a very dramatic, the Doctor, I forgot what his name is, Dr. Eggman, saying the Lord of Evil's dreams will die, referring to All for One and his dreams crumbling. But this very obviously isn't the end. People on Reddit were saying that that All for One was grinning at the end. And we do actually see like some of the muscles in his cheek moving upwards, but I mean, his face is very blank. He doesn't have eyes, doesn't have eyebrows, doesn't have really any discerning features that you could see a grin occurring. I didn't think he was grinning. People are saying, oh shit, All for One is grinning, this is not the end. And I was like, we could tell it's not the end because the heroes aren't going to win this easily. But I don't think he was grinning. His cheek seems to be upturned, which possibly suggests a grin, but I'm not sure. I mean, like, we couldn't see through the face mask he has on, so I couldn't see his teeth, or maybe I'm just blind, or I couldn't see his lips turned upwards. So I don't think he was grinning, but a lot of other people think he was. So read into that what you will. Maybe All for One can feel all of this going on somehow, some way, and he's kind of slowly getting very, very erect. Anyway, I assume, much like everyone else, that shit is about to go horribly, horribly wrong for the heroes. Shigaraki is either going to suddenly wake up and be like, surprise, mother chudder, or he's going to Tartarus, where he'll wake up in close proximity to his master, All For One. And actually, Taylo 207, so that's Taylo 207. He on Reddit, he suggested both of these ideas, that, you know, Shigaraki might actually wake up now, or he might wake up in Tartarus. And I think the idea that I prefer here is if he actually wakes up in Tartarus, so you get the heroes getting this kind of false sense of security, this feeling that, you know, they get this short-term victory, but in the long term they lose out. I think that would be a really, really cool way of putting this. But there are a couple things that could happen in the meantime. I mean, like, Gigantomachia could pop up out of nowhere now. He could pop up when Shigaraki is in Tartarus, if Shigaraki goes to Tartarus, freeing both Shigaraki and freeing All For One, allowing All For One to instill his last bits and pieces to Shigaraki. Maybe he needs to give some element of the All For One quirk to him, I don't know. So the whole Gigantomachia thing is still up in the air. But we also don't know what's going to happen with the kids, with classes 1A and 1B, who are fighting people outside, we assume, who are kind of getting ready to evac people. We're not sure what's going to happen with them. We're not sure what they're doing right now. I assume some big shit's going to go down there. So there's a whole bunch of shit that could happen right now that could... and one of the high ends in that time could, like, plug their finger up Shigaraki's butt or something like that, electrocute him and bring him back to life, reviving him essentially. So there's a whole bunch of shit that could go down, all of which I'm happy to occur, apart from maybe the finger up the butt thing. That wasn't well considered. But this could go either way, and I'd be really, really happy with how it turns out, I think, because Horikoshi seems to know what he's doing. He's got this planned out. I just want to know actually what's going to happen to the kids outside who weren't part of this main attack. Are we actually going to see that side of the story, or are we just going to kind of say, yeah, the heroes won for now, and then we go to Tartarus, where Shigaraki's kind of locked up for a bit before he awakens and shit goes down. So let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Let me know what you guys thought of this review. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Let me know what you guys thought of this format, which wasn't page by page. It was more kind of going through the bits and pieces that I picked up on and that I liked. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I will see you guys in a bit.